Hello and welcome to For The Drive, and on today's episode of Friends of For The Drive I'm taking a look at, it's probably one of my favourite hot hatches, the Mark III Ford Focus RS.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low. Was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring, everything.
First things first, a huge shout out and thank you to Martin. I said to him about doing a video with this car and he just basically chucked me the keys. So thanks man, this is so much fun already, I'm loving it. It is beautiful in the nitrous blue with the black wheels and the black roof. Basically it's like the dream spec for me. You guys probably already know the standard specs, 2.3 litre turbocharged engine, about 350 brake, 4.7 to 62 and things like that, but this has got the mount tune 380 kit on it. So it's up to 380 brake horsepower, dump valve, air intake and things like that. And I think it also has a Scorpion exhaust on the back. So it sounds incredible. So many pops and bangs. You will hear plenty of them in the video to come, so don't you worry. I think first things first actually, let's start it up and listen to that exhaust. This is literally first experience of driving this 380 brake horsepower mount tune Focus RS. Holy smokes! Now, I will warn you all now, repetition of now is really good, that I am terrible at heat and heel toe and things like that with downshifts, so you're probably not going to hear a lot of that. Sorry, deal with it, because it's just not something that I'm good at, and I'm not going to start practicing now in the middle of shooting a video. Generally, as a car with a fair amount of horsepower and a fair amount of capability, immediately first impression is pretty damn good. Things you kind of would expect from Ford, and in general just the cheaper end of the market. When some of the dash is obviously plastic, fine, you kind of expect it, but it's fine. I quite like all of the blue, red and white combination with the dials to make it feel a little bit more sporty. And the fact that you've got that separate bit for the pressure, the oil pressure and the bar and stuff like that, that's pretty good, I quite like that. And then down. Oh. Yeah, I'm already liking this. And a grand total of 2 minutes behind the wheel. As I said, it is a Ford. It is a reasonably priced car, so you can't really expect extravagant materials to be dripped around it, kind of thing. So yeah, the dash is quite clearly sculpted out of it feels like a soft faux leather plastic, and then you get some bit more like closer to the cheaper version of like piano black and things like that around the instruments. which is fine. Again, like you're paying, I think new they're like 30, between 30 and like £33,000 depending colour and things like that. So you can't expect the world, but I think just for the drama, immediately just getting in it and playing about with it, I'm loving this immediately. I just want to get some more roads and see what this is really like to properly drive a little harder.
I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out, no.
Very briefly, let's put it back into normal mode, because as much as I know that if you're going to be buying a car like this, the likelihood of you driving it in normal mode a lot is probably fairly remote. That's so much quieter, and you've lost all the pops and bangs. That's crazy how different that is. In normal mode, it's still got a fair amount of oomph. I'm not struggling to accelerate. I'm not, I'm not quite overtaking people, but all that kind of extra level of sensory like feedback is kind of is almost, it's not died, it's softened greatly. So you're just kind of down to a bit like, you can hear the exhaust, but it's just about there. You can't really hear much. There's no pops and bangs to kind of make you jump when you're not thinking about it, or laugh and giggle when you want it. But yeah, that's incredible. Again, comfortable. Like I am genuinely quite comfortable right now. One thing that Martin mentioned to me before I took the car, before we dropped it off to be fair, was that if you hold the stalk, the suspension goes, I think now up to race, so that you've still got everything else in sport, but you've now got, oh yeah, okay, slightly stiffer suspension, and immediately on this fairly bumpy road, yeah, I can definitely feel more of the bumps. That's quite funny. But that's pretty immediate. That's good. That means it's actually doing something. It's not just a button for the sake of it, which is sometimes a little bit worried that people go, oh yeah, all this adaptive suspension, all these things. It's like, well, is it actually going to do anything? Right, let's turn that off for this road, because this road is not that nice. If I can find a better road, then I'll put it on and see how much difference it makes in terms of cornering and things. Right, okay, I want to see if we can hear the air intake and the turbo and things like that, because you can just about hear it, but I'm pretty sure the camera can't pick it up through the glass and everything. But you can already hear the exhaust, like the low tones coming through the window. Wait for a bit that I can actually get. Oh god, that's so loud. That's so loud. That's so epic. Oh my god. This is a proper little Asmo car. This is so much fun. It does feel really planted. So this is a smooth road with some nice bends and undulations. It immediately feels quite planted, quite like, what's the word? It's like it feels like it's unmovable. Say, I've only had this for maybe an hour or two, if that, and I would, as much as my wife would probably not want to hear this, I would totally have one of these. And the brakes are really good. Like, you don't, the nose doesn't really dive too much. You know, it dips to, you know, when you're braking, because it kind of has to. But it just, there's no unpleasant squirreling under braking. you just get that incredible soundtrack with a really well-rounded package that you can just throw around, have a bit of fun, giggle to yourself because basically you're being antisocial, but who cares? No car is perfect, but even with its terrible turning circle, really basic interior trim, and quite a high seating position inside the cabin, I bloody love this car. This is so much fun. And as I said earlier, trying to bring it back a little bit back to what an actual road test and a review should have. I mean, it's got all of the things you need. It's got a pretty good sound system. I think it's like 18 speakers or something, and it sounds pretty good. The sat nav is perfectly good. I mean, to be honest, most people use their phones now because you can get the apps on your phones are just better than 90% of the cars out there. But you've got a rear viewing camera, you've got sensors, that's what I'm thinking of. Obviously all the safety features that you should have in a modern car, like dual zone climate control, heated seats, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe that's one thing you don't have. No, okay, you don't have heated seats. Okay, fine, whatever. But to be honest, because it's like Alcantara, you don't really get that cold. But yeah, it's got everything that a modern car should have. It is a really good car. So as I sadly must end the video, it can't be continuous live stream. Today has been so much fun. I have not had enough of this car by any stretch of the imagination. It is so much fun, such a like antisocial ASBO, but like just so perfect. It's brilliant, and as I've said many times I'm sure in the video, the value for money for what you're actually getting for this car is phenomenal. So well done Ford, you've made a great Mark III RS. I think you've done incredibly well to make such a fantastic all-round car, as well as performance. It's just top notch, well done. But that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. I wonder if Martin would actually miss it if I didn't give it back.